Hey Kumph Ramblers, it's me Kumph-E, and I have one question to ask you all. What are Flash games? Where did they come from? Where did they go? And why were they so big to people in my age range? Why exactly did Adobe get rid of the Flash games creator? When was it birthed? When did it die? And what were the biggest games in that genre? Why was it so important to so many people, the millions of people around the world that just own either a phone or a computer? Rather that computer be the only computer they have being at school or being like some shitty off-brand computer from China somewhere, and they played Stickman Adventures on that game, and that's their first introduction to gaming. We'll talk about all that and more in this video. Before we get into that, we have to do some shameless plugging. Subscribe to Kumph Rambles, follow us on TikTok. Go check out Kumph-E Clothes. Go buy yourself a nice comfy ass shirt, and also use code Kumph11 on Tubby. You can get yourself 10% off on some great sugar-free, jitter-free workout supplements that will make you feel good, focus, and just so amazing when you're gooning, gaming, or studying. Anyway, that's about it. Let's get into this video. Flash games, Flash games, Flash games, baby. I love myself some Flash games. Who doesn't love themselves some Flash games? And now, why do all of us love Flash games? Now I'll explain to you why. Flash games was an introduction to gaming for millions of kids. Millions of kids were introduced into gaming from Run 2 or Mutilate a Doll or Duck Life. Snail Bob, you can have Ragdoll achievements, and all these other games introduced millions of kids into gaming in general, because that was the first games they could ever get their grubby fucking hands on, because they couldn't afford a console or a handheld. So they just had to get either a shitty computer from China or Hong Kong or their phones, and they could just look up achievement games, ABC, cool math games, Math Playground even, and all these other platforms that you could play all the same games on, and all of them were the same. There was never a single one-off for these games. There were always sequels to them, unneeded sequels or something, and they were all just recolored versions of the same characters. But they were all always as fun as the original. Some of the best games I can describe as Flash games is: do you want to run around as a stickman with fancy pants and take over the world? Do you want to run around with a fire brother and a water sister and then just go through dungeons with each other? Or do you want to become a duck? Raise it from birth. Feed it steroid-filled foods until it becomes the greatest duck of all time and enslaves all of its other brothers and sisters and becomes the dictator of the Duck Village? You can do that all with Flash games. Adobe Flash was created in 1996 by Adobe to be able to make Flash animations like Salad Fingers and or create Flash games like the ones I've named previously. Flash games, again, like I said, was an introduction to millions when it comes to gaming. There's tons of just rip-offs of bigger games. For me, it was Mind Blocks, was a rip-off of Minecraft, and I played that well before I even played normal Minecraft because I couldn't get normal Minecraft. I couldn't afford it as a kid. So I played Mind Blocks, and I just recently found it. I found it recently again because I forgot the name, but Mind Blocks, that's a classic game right there, guys. Better play. Check that one out. In that game, you can actually take milk in a bucket and put it on the ground. That's why it's better than Minecraft, because you actually put milk on the ground. And instead, you can't do that in Minecraft. So all of a sudden, Mind Blocks is much better than Minecraft. Flash games. Why did they get rid of Flash games in 2020? Why did Adobe Flash shut down Adobe Flash? Well, they did it according to them, and I think this might be some propaganda from the Russians or something. They shut it down because of overall safety when it comes to hacking, overall just improvement in video game quality, and the lack of new players when it comes, or a lack of new creators, especially when it comes to Flash animations and Flash games in general. Every Flash game was usually always the same games that were being replayed for years, and they just were not getting new creators or really new gamers, because every single young person at a point, especially around 2020, got onto console or handheld or Roblox, especially if you want to go on free games, even though that was always popular, but it got even more popular around the pandemic times. They all kind of just went like a bunch like the Amish, and went all as a herd into the new kind of programs, the new games on console that now every kid now has a console. Every kid has money to buy a new iPhone or gets a Roblox account that they get the mommy's credit card and put the most expensive shit on and play Roblox games all day long. That was the new. because now again, like I said, every kid has a console now and every kid has a handheld. So they don't need the free shit on the computer. They don't need it because they always have the new stuff. So that kind of also added to the death of Adobe, which still, I believe, Adobe Flash was unjustly assassinated. It was unjustly killed, and it's unbelievable. I'm truly disgusted by the acts of this country, the fact that they allow that beautiful thing to die. And yes, you can still play Flash games with Flashpoint. I am not giving my information to Flashpoint. I feel like that still is some sort of like Nigerian spyware that I'm going to get my entire computer hacked from, and I do not want to risk it. I might at some point have to when I want to play Mutilate a Doll or Mind Blocks, but hey, if I have to do it, I have to do it, but I'm just not going to do it right now. I'll see if I can somehow get a free version without having to get Flashpoint. But yeah, just wanted to come out here and just talk about Flash games real quick. I didn't forget about Flash games, but I didn't actually think about Flash games as much and why they were taken away until yesterday. So I just was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about Flash games. Put all y'all's opinions and Flash games in the comments below. Subscribe to Kumph-E Rambles. Put also your favorite Flash games too in the comments. I'd love to see them and see if we have the same sort of niche. Some people have very niche. Like I think Mind Blocks is a very niche favorite game. But put all your favorite Flash games in the comments below. If you, but anyway, subscribe to Kumph-E Rambles, follow us on TikTok, and press those post notifications. That's about it. See ya, Kumph Ramblers.